Surveillance. One good turn deserves another. Our second story on this New World Next Week, episode 445. James, I know I might say this a lot. It might lose all meaning, but this one really enrages me. United States Postal Service running covert operations program monitoring your social media posts. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Law enforcement arm of the United States Postal Service has been quietly running a program that tracks and collects American social media posts, including, of course, those about planned protests. This, according to a document obtained by Yahoo News. The details of the surveillance effort, known as ICOP, ICOP, Internet Covert Operations Program. Of course, you got to have a snappy acronym for the New World Order. None of this had previously been made public. The work involves having analysts trawl through social media sites to look for what the document describes as inflammatory postings and then sharing that information across all the government agencies. Analysts with the United States Postal Inspection Service, USPIS, I like that acronym. Internet Covert Operations Program monitored significant activity regarding planned protests, says a March 16th government bulletin marked as law enforcement sensitive and distributed through the Department of Homeland Security's fusion centers. You know, those things that Bush set up and Obama used. No intelligence is available to suggest the legitimacy of these threats, the report adds. Bulletin includes, of course, screenshots of posts about the protests from Fedbook, from Parler, from Telegram, and other social media sites. Individuals mentioned by name include one alleged Proud Boy and several others whose identifying details were included, but whose posts didn't appear to contain anything threatening. And I wonder, is those the FBI informant Proud Boys or just, some other dupes? When contacted by Yahoo News, and that's the real fun part about this, not the New York Times, not the Washington Post, not the Atlantic, nope, this is Yahoo investigative journalism. When contacted by Yahoo News, civil liberties experts expressed alarm at the post office's surveillance program. It's a mystery, said University of Chicago law professor Jeffrey Stone, who worked for Obama. I don't understand why the government would go to the Postal Service for examining the internet for security issues. And that really is the fundamental question. But I guess since the CDC now thinks they control real estate in America, remember, the CDC is America's new landlord, September 2nd, 2020. So I guess why not? And maybe a reminder from March. This is the same United States Postal Service that just cut office hours and slowed down mail delivery times. That's right. You're paying more for less again and again and again. And James, even my post office box is now $200 a year. It used to be less than $100 a year. They've raised it at least $30 a year for every year I've had a U.S. postal box. And now they're going to spy on our social media posts, which makes no logical sense. And they can't even do the one effing job they have. James, they call it Clown World, but I'm really friggin' running out of laughs. It's more like I think a lot of people actually feel about clowns, horrified by them. James?
Yeah. When I think Clown World, I think Stephen King's It more so than the cuddly, friendly clown. Yeah. It's crazy. This is one of those stories I had to take off my glasses, rub my eyes. Like, law enforcement arm of the U.S. Postal Service spying on your social media posts? None of this makes any sense whatsoever, but there it is. Why not? Why not? Sure. Of course they're spying on your social media posts to make sure you're not a domestic terrorist extremist, blah, 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 posting the horrible anti-vax, blah, 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 buzzword. Whatever. Well, I suppose it's not surprising in any respect except for the U.S. Postal Service involvement in all of this. But at any rate, we know this is going on, and we know this is part of the problem reaction solution that they set up with the January 6th false flag psyop of the, oh my God, they were planning this terrible insurrection that almost overthrew the American government. And they were doing it online in places like Parler and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and other services, but let's not talk about that. They were doing it on places like that, so now we have to spy on what they're saying on social media. I mean, obviously this was already going on. They're already doing this, but now they have the excuse because of the horrible, oh my God, can you believe we just almost saw the overthrow of the American government there? And so now we have to do all of this. And of course, who is in the crosshairs? You, me, anyone else who's talking about any of this stuff. I'm Canadian in Japan, so I'm safe from all this, right?